Because for the past few days, I have seen a lot of people on social media being really split when it comes to the national costume, the meaning of it, and why people reacted to it the way that they did. Welcome to my channel, everyone. My name is Luis Portelles, and for today's video we're going to be talking about the full performance of Gabrielle Basiano, who was representing the Philippines at Miss Intercontinental 2022. I want to start by saying congratulations to Gabrielle because she managed to crack the top 20 of the competition. However, for the past few hours I have been receiving a lot of messages about Gabrielle, and rather than answering individually each one of those, I told myself I'm just gonna sit down and do a full analysis of her performance. And I'm gonna tell you right away, this is not just gonna be the regular reaction video that you're used to getting from me, but I also wanna talk about not just the performance, but also some of the issues that Gabrielle had to face during the competition. And ultimately, I want to give you guys my opinion on whether or not a top 20 placement for Gabrielle was fair or not. So if you wanna get my opinion about all of those things, make sure that you watch this video until the end. But while you do that, make sure that you hit the like button so this video gets recommended to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day, and be part of the conversation as well in the comment section down below. I won't keep you waiting much longer. We have a lot to analyze, so I will see you right after the intro.
Be strong.
We're gonna have to talk about the national costume later on. I loved this introduction that she had with this dress. She looked like an absolute diosa. Just look at the smile, look at the aura. For me, this was like a very strong beginning. So after this, I was actually expecting a lot more from this competition, but let me not get ahead of myself.
2022. My country, the Philippines, is my source of joy and spirit. We are a vibrant race, full of life, and we take part in our arts, our culture, and our faith. And those are what I intend to continue acting. The moment I won Miss Intercontinental Philippines was nothing short of a life-changing experience. Not only
She looked
did it open my
incredible.
eyes, it also affirmed my role, my purpose of becoming a global ambassador.
Before we continue, I just want to take a few moments to talk about this particular segment. For me, this was a very strong opening to the competition, and I'm going to say that I was very pleased with this particular look. In pageantry, sometimes for the opening, they give the girls what it seems to be like cocktail dress, which sometimes can be a little simple. But here in the case of Gabrielle, we're kind of getting the best of both worlds. The dress itself is very intricate. You can see that there's a lot of attention to detail. I like that it really accentuates her body, shows a little bit more of her legs, and simultaneously the fabric that is coming off her shoulders is adding a lot of movement to her performance. So whenever she is walking, it truly feels like it's a diosa, like just a goddess walking across the stage. Of course, Gabrielle looks so beautiful here with her makeup and her glam. That has always been impeccable when it comes to her. And to be honest, after watching this opening, I had very high expectations for the rest of the competition because I thought that she was standing out in a very good way. Swimsuit. Look at them, at the smile, the confidence, the joy. It's infectious. Why is this music so loud? Okay, so they're just about to move on to the next segment, which is the evening gown, but I want to talk about the swimsuit competition for a moment. If I'm being fully transparent with you guys, I was not as interested this year in Miss Intercontinental as I was perhaps last year when Cinderella Obenita competed, not because of Gabi, but because I thought that the pageant was not giving us a lot of material. Whenever I went on Facebook, whenever I went on their YouTube channel, there were not really like new videos or anything. It was just pretty much like the photo shoots with the photos of the candidates in their swimwear. So I felt like there was a lack of engagement when it comes to giving content to the pageant fans. There was a real disconnect on that level. Now, when it comes to Gabrielle and her performance, I think that she did a very good job. Honestly, what I was expecting, because I did watch her footage from her preliminary competition in swimwear. We also know that Gabrielle, I mean, she has competed twice already at Binibining Pilipinas, so she has that experience, the training and all of that, you know. So I was really not worried when it comes to her presentation. And as I said earlier, going into the coronation night, for me it was more of a concern maybe how her energy level was going to be, how her confidence was going to be. She was going to be able to hit all of the steps, hit the poses, look at the camera and connect with the judges simultaneously. That is the biggest challenge for me when it comes to swimsuit. But as we can see, she did a very, very good job here. Physically speaking, there's not much that you can really criticize when it comes to Gabrielle. So, I mean, I was extremely happy with this. Evening gown. This girl. Let's take a moment to talk about Gabby's evening gown. I think that, I mean, just the level of design and craftsmanship when it comes to this particular dress is out of this world. I have no idea. Maybe it's because of the lighting and, you know, the different production aspects of the pageant. The dress looks a little bit more on the green side for me when I look at the footage. However, based on a video that was posted on Gabby's Instagram page, you can see that the dress was more of a golden dress with a little bit of like maybe bronze. It was a very rich shade. That's what I'm trying to say. One thing that we all have to give props to this woman for is just the creativity that Gabrielle Basiano and her entire team have when it comes to putting all of the looks for this pageant. You know, and this is something that has been happening ever since the first edition that she competed at in Binibining Pilipinas, where she came out with those pearls wrapping her hair. This year, she came out as well with the hat, which is completely outside of the norm, completely outside of the box when it comes to pageantry as well. And this time around, it was no exception. You know, right after her performance, one of my friends, Salvatore, shout out to you if you're watching, he sent me a text message and I honestly just had to agree with him. He told me, no matter what happens, whatever is the outcome of the competition, I am happy with Gabrielle's performance because she left a mark. She made a difference. She stood out from everyone else. It doesn't matter if the judges or the organization saw it or not, or they recognized it. The most important thing is that her people felt proud because of her performance, because she really went there to give everything that she could probably and possibly give them. In my opinion, the dress feels like a tribute to Egypt. That color of the dress reminds me a lot of the sand in Egypt, and even the little golden accessory that she had on her head, it reminded me a lot of Egyptian mythology. So honestly, props to Gabrielle on every single level. I think that she went the extra mile when it comes to this look. Look at my girl, Cuba! Okay, so that was it for the full performance during the competition. But as I said, don't go just yet because I want to share with you guys a little rant. And I want to take a moment to talk about her national costume. And I think this is a very important conversation, you know? Because for the past few days, I have seen a lot of people on social media being really split when it comes to the national costume, the meaning of it, and why people reacted to it the way that they did. It doesn't really matter whether you like the national costume or not, whether you understand the message behind it or not. The most important thing is that a lot of people who are supposed to be supporting the candidates, and I'm not just talking about Gabrielle, I'm talking about delegates in general, and I can even think of other examples. I mean, can we all talk about Rabia and what happened to her with her national costume? Is that I noticed that when people don't like something, they tend to bash the candidate. And that doesn't do any good for them, because at the end of the day, they are already in the competition. They don't have time to change the national costume. Perhaps the message that they are transmitting with their national costume, it is indeed what they were trying to do. Just because you don't like it, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. All throughout this reaction video, I've been telling you, for each one of the performances, I was so happy to see that her mindset was there. Like, she seemed to be having fun. She seemed to be feeling confident. She was smiling. And honestly, going into the coronation night, that was my biggest concern, because I thought Gabrielle is going to be affected mentally. Like, her mental health is going to take a toll based on all of the bashing that she is receiving from people who just didn't like her national costume, which is really unfortunate, because when you think about it, these girls spend so much time preparing, so much time giving their time and resources to go and represent their countries abroad, and when you get there, your own people back home are bashing you. I feel like that must be such a horrible feeling. So I'm just bringing this to your attention because I think it's an important conversation to have. Not just because of Gabrielle, but for the sake of all of the girls who go and compete internationally, who at the end of the day, they try their best to represent the country. And realistically, the country cannot win every single year. So at some point, the girls will make, the top 12 or the top 20, or sometimes they will be unplaced. And that doesn't mean that they didn't try their best. And I'm gonna use that to transition into the last part. And what I want to say here is that honestly, I think that Gabrielle should be so proud for her entire performance from beginning to end, not just for the opening ceremony, but also for the evening gown, for the swimsuit, for everything. Honestly, I think that she's a candidate that has been loved and supported for so long that when the opportunity finally came for her to represent the Philippines at Miss Intercontinental, she just jumped into it with open arms. I personally think that for her national costume, she had such a beautiful message. She had something that was very artistic. It was based on mythologies, was based on literature. And just because it's not the obvious reference that most people will go to, just go for like a cultural reference, she actually was thinking outside of the box. And that's something that she did once again since the beginning at Binibining Pilipinas. During her first edition, second time, and now going internationally was no exception. But anyways, those are just some of my comments and feedback for this entire thing. Let me know how do you feel about Gabrielle and her performance at Miss Intercontinental. I will be reading you down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like buttons, but I guess recommend it to more people, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. Now, as usual, before you go, come here and give me a hug. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses, and I'll see you on the next one.